Today's working population sometimes has a bit of a I want it all right now, and it's a very simple sort of pattern of you've seen families getting bigger and bigger homes, both people in the couple working, and all of that's predicated on we have to all have 2 cars and we have to have 2 bathrooms and we've got to have bigger and more. So I think for a very long time Australia's been sold on the Great Australian Dream, and then that dream just kind of got bigger as we watched the wealthy and thought, wow, we can all have it all, and we've been out there chasing all of that ever since. I see today's Australians as actually owning a lot of assets that aren't used very much at all. When you count the car hours that you spend driving, how is it that all of us aren't questioning the cost of owning that car? Because most of the time it's actually parked. It's not a great investment at all. I think the one thing that we've all overlooked is that on average, the average Australian now is actually going to run out of money to live for 11 years. That's a very long time to have no money at all. So just imagine you're at work every day for 11 whole years, not 1 cent coming in the door. I think that is a significant problem. The other thing that we see in Australia is that none of us really like to talk about the what next, and death and dying is an uncomfortable thing, and intergenerational wealth transfer is a problem that's actually going to start to emerge because we're not having the hard, heavy conversations that we can and should be having that make it very clear about who wants what and how that should actually evolve when it's all actually coming to an end. And I think any public trustee estate starts to teach you that if we don't handle this well, then none of the money goes where you ever expected it to go at all. Baby boomers have actually made a lot of money and they're going to pass it forward. And research is demonstrating the value of that is $3.5 trillion. But other research is also showing is that 70% of the intergenerational transfers will actually fail. Now this is going to harm us because when the money is just immediately spent and not invested wisely, all we're doing is supporting Europe, the US, or maybe even Asia, because none of it's actually staying onshore at all. From a human behaviour point of view, this is pretty innate. Like we were wired to eat, look after ourselves, sleep, survive, and obviously go on to procreate. So most of the time we're out there just having fun. We work for a means to an end, and life is all about living. So for a lot of people, thinking about the what next doesn't drive the day-to-day. There are very considered, conscious individuals that spend a lot of time thinking. They are the types that will have actually anticipated all sorts of alternatives and they'll be planning for it. Most of us don't think that far ahead. How many people actually think about what they're doing in 2 years' time? I think our culture has actually moved us to a point where everything comes faster than it ever has before in history, and we can get it right now. The way our planet is in terms of the environmental harm, the way obesity crises and other things, mental health, actually teach us that what we are doing is damaging ourselves. We've had it great for a really long time, and it's like we've been at this permanent party, and whilst I don't want to be a party pooper and say it's all over, what is needed is to rethink and reset, because the way we live isn't sustainable. The way we spend our cash isn't enough for us to live on, and at the moment our stats are telling us we're going to run out of cash for 11 years. We really need to change the way we operate and the way we think.